made that? Did you make that? Did you make that?
Silent Hill TDS, J. Leo, Hitchhikers. Check. I'ma spit fire and propane. Keep a little baggie of some veggies, your romaine. Zombie ass bitch tryna eat up the whole brain. While this bummy ass nigga still asking for more change. Get your taste buds lit, popping right under your tongue. Lighten up a sharp strain, feel like it's chopping your lungs. Smoke another leaf to the head, feeling like Danny Phantom. Got a medicine jar in my car full of zany samples. Running with the factions with my rations getting low. Get down on the flow, blood races like I'm whipping blow. Shit show for show, I don't know, I just release and go. Can't hear what you're saying, this sweet too loud and you're speaking low. Johnny smoking haze in a blaze, I got heated though. Then I'm let the heater flow and send you to the heat below. Think it's a game, I pick the date before you let him roll. Think I'm insane, but from the start I never had control.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale of the moonlight? Have you ever laid with a demon with the flames by your bedside? Smoking the air, sipping on spirits, get the mood right, get the crew hype. Middle fingers to the blue lights, dancing on your grave while I gaze into the moonlight.
Rolling through the city, heart is empty, but I'm feeling frisky, knowing I can make it even though these niggas want it in me. Got some rolling papers and some bitches, yeah, we getting litty, feeling out of place. Fuck it, I got my niggas with me. We on a long road, smoking trees and bagging hoes. Love is faded, I'm jaded, consequences are never told. Running out of character, the real me is getting old. Facing the facade, 50 shades, and I fall below. I'm on some new shit, underworld a new bitch. Your loose lips tangle you up, I guess this news fits. I do this, spitting some fire in F doom hits. The sun god bringing some light. Now watch your mood switch. Hieroglyphs when writing scripts. Namaste but conquering, conjuring some spirits in the valleys where they die and quit. Just a gladiator on a righteous tip, still sharp and steel, but I'm colder than the Arctic gets.
Chill. What's up? How y'all doing today? Hope everybody enjoyed their hump day. You know, Wednesday. Hope that everybody got over that hump. My lovely lady lumps. It's your boy Wildcard Mar. Going by Line and Cougar Mar right now. Got my Line and Cougar beer. I'm having a beef with Modelo right now. Well, I'm lying. I just ain't went and got no Modelo, but I'm gonna call it a beef because I've been putting on for them niggas for a long ass time since I started this damn show. I'm on episode 90 now, and they still ain't sent the damn check for all this free advertisement I've been giving their ass. So 2 days in a row now, I'm with Line and Cougars. But you know, I'll get back to Modelo once I go to the store. But anyway. Y'all know how we get down. Of course, the song that brought us in, my homie, 40 Water, going by Silent Hill. Him and the homie J. Leo. Song is Pelmo Dividend. You see it scrolling on the bottom of the screen. Y'all going over to YouTube. Go support my guy. They got the YouTube page, Hitchhikers. Local artists, independent artists, putting it down for the QC, for the Queen City, 704 area code. Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm feeling real good. Where my dogs at? I don't know, bad joke. I got on Michael Vick jersey. You know, I got the little throwback 7, you know. But I'm perpetrating. You know, y'all remember that back in the days you perpetrating? You were like, you know, a Nike shirt with like some Adidas little breakaway pants. People rag on you. You perpetrating. You know, I got my Chiefs hat on, but it matches with the red. Matches with the red Falcons. But you know, I'm putting down for Vic. Y'all know who I rock. KC all day, Chiefs. But anyway, I'm rambling. Y'all going over to the website www.iof19.com. That is the website to get all the information you need to find out every social network platform we are rocking with the I.O.W network. We on Facebook, we on YouTube, we on Twitch, we on Instagram, we on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I mean, iHeartRadio, everywhere. everywhere. We is everywhere, man. We is everywhere. But if you don't want to find us on social network, just go download our app. You see it's going on the bottom of the screen. Go to your respective app store. If you are a Google Android user, going over to the Google Play Store. If you are an Apple iOS user, going over to the Apple Play Store. You know, I'm telling you, we everywhere. We even got our own app. I period O period W period no space network. Type it in just like that, and the app will pop right up in your respective app store. I'm telling you, we everywhere. We is everywhere. Everywhere. But now we got all that house cleaning shit out the way, or where you can go to find us. Get the app. We're gonna go ahead and start the show off with a good old laugh for the day. You know, episode 90, we gotta start with a good old laugh. But I'm gonna set it up for you. All right. So I gotta set it up for you. So y'all remember back in 06, right? Y'all remember back in 06. You know, 40 Water, aka E40, he came with this. Y'all remember this? Let's jam for a little bit.
Tell me when to Now let me direct traffic for a minute. Let me tell y'all about this hockey movement we got going in the back. When I say something, you say it right back at me. You smell we're gonna do it like this here. Ghost ride the whip, ghost ride the whip, ghost ride the whip, ghost ride the whip. Now scrape. Put your stunner shades on.
All right, so y'all remember that, right? Y'all remember that. So you know, homies was ghost riding the whip. Y'all remember that, right? You know, hey, ghost ride the whip. Y'all remember that, right? All right. So this is gonna set up the laugh of the day, and I'm telling y'all gonna laugh y'all ass off. All right. So this is when ghost riding the whip goes wrong, and Coach Roaching goes wrong. so like this, y'all. So homie thought he was gonna ghost ride the whip. Yep. Oh! Oh no, we gotta watch that again. See, I tried to tell you, this is when ghost riding the whip and Coach Roaching goes wrong. I'm going to hell, y'all. I shouldn't have laughed that hard, but I had to because, like, this is what happens when Coach Roach goes wrong. This is what happens when Coach Roach goes wrong. I find that shit hilarious. Look, I already know I'm going to hell with gasoline draws. I'm okay with that. I talk too much shit about a lot of people, but I can back it up. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. It is what it is. Hey, what's going on, Scott? Yeah, that truck was fire though. Like, oh, his alignment was way off. He need to go ahead and hit up Minor Key Pet Boys, Firestone. He need to hit up somebody. But look, I don't know why. But the shorty he had, what was she doing? She just had her back towards the camera, and what did she not even like pay attention that this man just got ran over by his own truck? What was she doing? You know, I didn't hear, oh baby, oh, wasn't none of that. She just stood there. She's just like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. That shit was funny as hell, bro. That shit was hilarious as hell. But I'm like, well, what's Shorty doing? So when homie finally get his shit together, his back realigned, He should have a conversation with Shorty like, yo, where was your antennas? What was you doing? Have my back. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the play of the day. It's going to give you a perfect segue into what we got going on. Some of the biggest news we're going to talk about tonight. But check this out, y'all. This is a 4-point play. I know it ain't nothing special, but it's the perfect segue to what we got going on. So y'all check this out.
And pokes it into the backcourt. Hall step back three-pointer, puts it in, and the foul. Chance for a 4-point play. Chris Paul now with 31 points and 7 assists. Upset at what happened on the last play. Paul George took him down one-on-one, returns the favor. CP3 and the foul. Big time effort by Chris Paul, sensing the ability, the opportunity to go to the NBA Finals and making play after play.
That boy CP3. Put that boy Reggie Jackson on skates. Skates. Skated on that boy. And guess what? He hit the free throw. If you put a homie on skates, you get the whistle, you make the bucket, it all looks good. But you got to get the free throw. Hit the free throw. That's important. Hit the free throw. So like I said, that was a perfect segue into our first topic of the night. For those who didn't watch and weren't paying attention, Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals, Phoenix Suns got the job done. Took care of business. They didn't take care of business at home in Game 5 when they took care of business today. They took care of business tonight. 130 to 103. Took care of business. I mean, what can you say? And that's the reason why I played that top play of the night coming from CP3, because my guy, CP3, finally had a hell of a game. Look, let's be honest. He missed games 1 and 2 of the Western Conference Finals because of COVID. But damn it, he was struggling in the Game 3. He struggled in Game 4. Struggled in Game 5. But Game 6 tonight, he wasn't having none of that. Handled his business. Led his team to close it out. I mean, 16 for 24. The man was barely, he was on fire. Fuego. You know what I'm saying? Look, when you go 7 for 8 from downtown, so those who watch basketball, Chris Paul doing that? So you telling me Chris Paul is 7 for 8 behind the arc? Like literally, I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it. But Chris Paul is 7 for 8 from downtown. The man was on fire tonight, y'all. He was not messing around. Chris Paul was not fucking around tonight. He was not. 2 and 4 boards, 8 assists, 3 steals, 41 points. Talking about a closeout game. Going into Game 5, he already knew how serious and important it was to close out the series. Unfortunately, him and his whole team couldn't get the job done in Game 5. The pressure was still on them to close the series out. I don't know how everybody else felt about after Game 5, but in my opinion, the pressure was still on the Phoenix Suns on the Phoenix Suns to close out the Clippers. I mean, look, going into the Western Conference Finals, without Chris Paul, I'm thinking, oh man, this might be tough. But now that the Suns, you know, played the way that they did, showed that they can showed that they can win without CP3, and not only that, in the Western Conference Finals. Not saying that he wasn't important, because obviously he is, but when you do that, and you like, oh, well, once they get Chris Paul back, man, this might be a sweep, baby. This shit might be over quick, fast, in a hurry, baby. You know, things don't happen like that. You know, you got to take into account the man was sitting down at the house 10 days. You don't know what he can honestly do, to at least simulate somewhat of trying to get in game shape. I mean, you can't really 100%, simulate that. And it's not like Chris Paul is a spring chicken. He's 36. In NBA years, that's definitely on the backside of your career. And let's be honest, the media was putting some pressure on Chris. There's been a lot of people saying, "Oh, Chris could have possibly been MVP. Chris could have, probably one of the greatest point guards in NBA history." I happen to be a fan of Chris Paul. I like Chris Paul. I like his toughness. I like his intangibles that he brings when it comes to leadership. The reports he's a demanding player. It's okay to be demanded as long as you can back it up. Don't ask your teammates not to do what you can't do. He does have a little bit of flopping. I'm not a big fan of that. Him and LeBron and homie. So I guess they've been trading flopping tips back and forth. How to get the perfect calls on certain flops. I'm not a fan of that. I ain't gonna front. If there's anything about Chris Paul that I don't care for, is that shit. I don't care for that flopping shit. But he showed up tonight, y'all. Ain't too much you can really say about CP3. He earned that. And you got to look at the overall picture of this whole situation. I mean, you go against your best friend in LeBron. You beat his team. Get an injured AD. Denver, you get a team that without their starting point shooting guard and Jamal Murray. That's a different team. I don't care what you say. I mean, you handle that business. You get the Clippers without their best player. And then look in the East. The big dogs is out. There's no Brooklyn Nets. There's no 76ers. Greek Freak just had his injury last night. So in the East, the literally the perennial favorites are gone. When you're talking about the road to a championship is damn near paved in gold, and all you had to do was just enjoy the stroll. I mean, can anybody remember any kind of pathway to a championship that with less obstacles in the way of Chris Paul like this? The obstacles are far and few in between for CP3 to a championship this year. If Chris don't get this championship this year, I'm not seeing another chance to get it. This is the time right now for CP3 to get his chip. 36 in NBA years, you definitely on the back side of your career. You're battling Father Time. You're battling the 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 window is for him personally is getting smaller and smaller day by day. I'm pretty sure here, uh he'll definitely be back with Phoenix Suns. I don't see Phoenix letting him walk out the door just because you realize what he's meant for your franchise. Phoenix hasn't been in the NBA playoffs in almost 10 years. So they're gonna have to come to an agreement. That means making $44 million at 36 years old. Whew. Wouldn't it be great to be 36 years old making $44 million all guaranteed money? That'd be great, right? That'd be damn awesome to make $44 million. $44 million at 36 years old. That'd be fantastic. But Chris Paul will probably never, ever, 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 ever have an opportunity with less obstacles in his way to get a championship. I don't see it. So look, good for him. Good for the Phoenix Suns for capitalizing and shutting the door on the Clippers. Because I'm telling you, if they lost this game, oh man, the headlines would have been all on Chris. Can't get the job done. Letting the Clippers back in the series. Oh, they would have had a field day. A field freaking day. They'd have been on that boy's head. But if anybody that saw the game, you saw that look, it was a mindset through the whole Suns team. They literally came out on fire. They came out and balled. DeAndre Ayton, they finally, hey, let's get physical. He went 8 for 10. He gets 17 boards, 5 offensive rebounds. You talking about second chance points, easy buckets for him. Gets a couple of blocks. He pitches in 16 points. There was a Jay Crowder sighting. He's been having a horrific, horrendous, trash, boo-boo, any other adjectives that you can describe how bad his performance was in this series. But closeout game tonight, 6 of 11, 5 from 9 downtown. Better shooting. Those numbers ain't spectacular, but they're damn sure better than what the hell he's been doing in this series. And he's been one of the key cogs to get him to this point. But he has disappeared in this Western Conference Finals. He chipped in 19 points, 5 boards. So Jay Crowder decided to come play ball. Other than that, you got, couple of little sprinkle a little help from the bench. Not points wise, but Craig came out, ended up playing 30 minutes. Played great defense. Great defense. You know what I'm saying? And look, Booker didn't particularly shoot the ball well, but 1 from 7 for downtown. I'm not a fan of that. I me personally, stop shooting them from downtown. If you notice, it's not your night at it. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Don't shoot no more threes. Just let it go. If you're not making them, let it go. But 7 boards, 4 assists. 22 points. I wish he would have been more efficient, but they the Suns literally from the get-go, you can just see the way that they were playing. Hey man, we need to close this out. They played with a sense of urgency, which is what you got to do, especially when you up 3-1. Now it's 3-2. Now you on their home court. You don't want to go to game 7, whether it's at your house or not. Because you're already thinking like, damn, man, what we got to do to put these cats away? What the hell do we got to do to put these cats away? So they came and did it tonight. They did that. Clippers. Man. Wait. They just got outplayed. I don't even know if they necessarily got outcoached. Ty Lue he tried to do as much as he could. He emptied the bench. Only people that didn't play was Rondo and Patterson. I'm not necessarily, again, like I said last night, I don't know. There might be a couple of nights ago. It might be an internal thing on why Rondo didn't get so many minutes. Clippers miss Zubac. I don't care what they say. Zubac isn't your all-star center, but if anybody was paying attention to the series that watched this series, Zubac was, great contributor. Great contributor to the Clippers. I mean, you gotta acknowledge people that were very key contributors to what success that they had. And then Paul George, I'll say this, maybe not the some of his shot selections weren't the greatest. He was trying to be self-proclaimed playoff P again and try to play hero ball, but didn't shoot particularly well. But you also got to give Phoenix Suns credit. What's his name? Tyler Craig for the Suns. He's not going to give you the stats that are going to show up on the stat line. He played fantastic defense on Chris Paul. I mean, not Chris Paul. I'm tripping. Because I was talking so much about Chris Paul on Paul George. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't have a great shooting night, and actually forced Paul George to pass the ball up, give it up. Reggie Jackson didn't have a good night. Probably the most consistent Clipper this whole series. Probably had his worst game of the playoffs. You go 4 for 12, 2 from 7 downtown, and only give 13 points. That's probably his worst performance. Bad time to pick that. Bad time to have a bad performance. Real bad time to have a performance. Terrence Mann, again, I said it a couple of nights ago. Wait, have you seen him? He probably still stuck in Utah, still celebrating that performance he had in that game 6. Like, come on, Terrence. Get over that shit. We need you to show up in this series. Too late now, but shit. I don't know where Terrence Mann disappeared to. Low key, Marcus Morris was their best offensive weapon, and he's been having a horrendous series. So when you got a guy that's been struggling, and he is your best and your high scorer, yeah, he took more shots than Paul. He took more shots than Paul George. He went 9 for 17. Paul George went 6 for 15. Yeah, you're not gonna win. But go beyond the stats. It was literally just look at how physical the Suns were, which is so ass backwards, right? You don't see the Phoenix Suns as physical. You don't see the Suns as a team that's gonna initiate the physicality. They from the beginning tip to the clock hit zero. The Phoenix Suns were the more physical team, the more aggressive team. They played with more urgency. At this point, I'm not necessarily like I said, I don't even think I can even harp on Ty Lue on some of this shit. Cause he tried to get he literally went through the whole bench to try to find somebody that's gonna spark. You know what I'm saying? He literally threw everything against the wall and tried to get something to stick. So I'm gonna have to go like this is literally about effort. You know, who wanted it more? Who wanted it more? This was to me, this was what this game was completely all about. But one thing that I didn't like, and I'm gonna play this clip real quick. I did not care for this.
Beverly and Paul after knocking down that shot. This is now live as Beverly and Paul get it to look like some kind of pushing match as the players are going to their respective benches after the timeout was called. Oh, what? I mean, that's as unsportsmanlike as it gets. Patrick Beverly losing control.
He said something. Paul said something to him, and he reacted inappropriately.
You've been chirping all series
That's
long.
right.
Now's not the time to react that way.
Really, Pat? Patrick Beverly. Mark Jackson said it perfect. You heard him. You've been chirping, being a pest, being an agitator, being just whatever. An asshole, a dickhead. You've been everything under the sun to Chris Paul, to damn near the whole team, to Devin Booker. Literally. So now that you in your feelings, and you gonna push your man in the back. You know, I ain't even gonna front, y'all. I never really cared for Pat Beverly, and I was gonna try to give the man a chance because I like his story. You know, his story. They kind of touched on it tonight in the game of adversity. Lightning Cougars is damn good, Barry Weiss. Maybe y'all send me a check since Modelo fucking around. But I like his story. You know, he took the long road to get to the NBA. And I could respect stories like that. Love something so much that he refuses to quit till he gets to the promised land. So I literally tried to like that dude, but that was some bitch shit. That was some straight bitch shit. I don't care what anybody, how you worded it. That was the most bitch shit in the world. Because especially you can't take it, my dude. You can't take it. But you've been dishing a lot of that shit all series. Matter of fact, since he's got to the league. Since he's been in the league, that's how Pat Beverly plays, he literally has been a pest, an antagonist, a provoker his whole career since he's been in the league. And now you in the realization that the door is closing on your season. Somebody chirp at you and now you can't take it and you push a man like that. That is the most cowardice shit, bitch shit I've ever seen in the NBA. That is some coward shit. That is some bitch shit right there. I can't respect that. I'm sorry. I can't. You literally run up on a man with his back turned to you and literally shove him to the ground. Oh, cheap shot shit. And now, and the crazy thing is, you were probably down only maybe like 15, 16 points. Got like almost, what was it, 5 minutes, 49 seconds left in the game. I'm not saying it would have happened, but what if you want to win on a miraculous run? It's not, the Clippers have been a team that just don't quit. What if they would have went on a run? But you just potentially caused that because you are an important piece to that machine, especially defensive wise. You literally just pissed on all hopes to getting back in that game. Period. That was a selfish move on his behalf. You not only did you look like a bitch for doing it, but you are helping extinguish the flame of your own team. Somebody help make this shit make sense to me. But I can't get with that shit that you did, Pat. That was some sucker shit. Lucky you in the NBA. Do that shit at Rucker Park. Do that shit in PG County. Do that shit in Chi-Town. Come down to North Carolina and find a public park and do that shit. Scrapping. No, for real. You scrapping. Like that was some straight bitch shit. That was some really, really coward shit. That was some raggedy shit from Pat Beverly. To just run up on Chris Paul and push him in the back because you mad because he chirps on at you, but you been chirping the most. That makes no sense to me. Literally been chirping the most, doing the most, being the most antagonist. Like literally being the most literally. You just mocked Chris Paul for his, I thought it was a slight of a flop. Doing the flopping him the other day, being what you do, an antagonist, being an instigator, starting shit, mocked him. Now he chirped back at you, and you gonna run up and push a man when his back turned against you. Like for me, anytime you do something behind a man's back, is up there with spitting on him and fucking with his money. All violations that are punishable by fighting in my book. So I don't know how other cats operate, but in my book, is up there. Because if you can't do nothing to a man's face, that's indicative of your character. That's representative of how you operate. It's janky. It's funky. I ain't like that at all. I just didn't. Ain't no other way to slice that piece of bread right there. That was literally the most bitch cowardly move. Because my thing is, look, y'all know the old saying, don't dish it if you can't take it. That's rule number one. If you can't take it, do not dish it. So yeah, I didn't care for that. That was funky, Pat. But let's move on. I played this clip for you guys that were tuned in last night, but I'm gonna play it again.
And someone's down. And it looks like it's Giannis grabbing that that left knee. Oh no. Oh my goodness. There was a lot of contact on the alley there. This is something you absolutely don't want to see. Oh, I can see the hyperextension. Yep, the left knee.
Oh man. Can't even look at it.
No. I mean, it is stone.
The ovation for one of the great players in the NBA, Giannis Antetokounmpo, hobbling. They will take him back to the locker room.
Never want to see this at all. As he's explaining to his brother, Thanasis. And was just getting kind of warmed up in this third quarter.
So that was last night. Excuse me. With Giannis had his injury, and then had the MRI, and the MRI today. So there was some good news. The good news is there's no actual structural damage to that knee, which is crazy because that hyperextension did not look good. And then you got big Clint Capella, kind of his body force that kind of helped that hyperextension. So that's the good news. The bad news is there's no timetable on his return, which isn't good because you look at it this way. Now that the series is tied 2-2, 2 games apiece, it does go back to Milwaukee, but now it's best of 3, and you're probably talking about game Thursday, game Saturday, and then probably Monday if it goes to 7. So you're talking about within 6 days. Is he going to be able to, get back in there? So that's the bad thing, because who knows what the Bucks look like without Giannis? What do they look like? He is so damn important to that team. He's so important to that team. He is. The Bucks literally run through him. He's a monster in the paint. He's a monster in the paint. You lose that. You lose that physicality in the paint. Period. I'm still not a fan of the Bucks keep yakking up threes, because that's not their game. And I'm gonna put some blame on their coach, Budenholzer, because he's not you know, from what it looks like, he's not doing anything to deter them from. Because if I'm the coach, bro, stop shooting it. I was listening to Skip and Shannon today, and Skip hit it right on the head. He said Budenhauser needs to intervene and say the next John Turkey that shoots up another three, you parking it. You sitting on the bench. That's the attitude he needs to have. Because that's not y'all game. But y'all continue time and time and time and time and time and time again yakking up threes. They feel like it's so necessary to keep doing that bullshit when it's like you have one of the best inside game players in the league, bar none. And then if opposing teams want to try to build the wall to stop that, Giannis is capable of passing it. He can get you 5, 6, maybe 7 assists a game. He could do that. But now that he's out, presumably, you know, he's already listed as doubtful for Thursday's game, for game 5. And like I said, the bad news is you don't have a timetable. I mean, this ain't regular season. This is Eastern Conference Finals. It's a lot of stuff that you know, the time is not on the Bucks side dealing with this Giannis injury. It's not. It's just not on their side. Giannis is key. Now who's going to pick up the slack? Are you expecting Chris Middleton? Mediocre Middleton to do it? Need to make a shot, Middleton? Missing a lot, Middleton? I mean, besides, what was that, game 3? That he had a great game when he went off. Can he reproduce that? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure that he's capable of being the guy that you need to pick up that offensive slack that you're going to lose with Giannis. And then on top of that, my confidence level with the coaching of Budenholzer. I'm not confident he's good enough of a coach to make the adjustments. I have zero confidence in Budenholzer. I'm at this point to say that the Bucks have been playing good basketball in spite of him. I have zero confidence in Budenholzer. You know, I've said this repeatedly. I would look at making a coaching change. And the only way to save his ass, save his job, is to win a championship. And now that the chances of winning a championship is like that light bulb that keeps flickering. Sometimes it's on, and then it might go out, and somehow miraculously comes back on its own. It's dwindling. No faith in that coaching. No faith in Middleton to pick up the offensive slack that you possibly lose probably for the rest of this series. So when you have a unclear timetable on Giannis's return, man, that's tough. But let's be frank. The Hawks still, they had a good game without Trae Young. Trae Young still, question mark. to play tomorrow. And now Clint Capella got I think he got poked in the eye or something like that. He might have an eye injury. Now the Hawks got to worry about that. At this point, it's a battle of attrition in the Eastern Conference Finals, which is another point of why I said earlier, this is another obstacle or lack of an obstacle in the way of Chris Paul of getting the championship. The road is getting it's getting brighter and more bright with gold for Chris Paul and the Suns. Because whoever advances in this Eastern Conference Finals, they gonna play a Suns team that's right now about to get probably at least minimum of 5 days rest. You know what I'm saying? Which is beneficial from them. They didn't. Cam Johnson didn't play tonight. Who he was a good contributor to the Suns in the Western Conference Finals. Aging Chris Paul, 36. Hey, rest is his best friend. Maybe not under the COVID situation, but just a chance and rest your body. Because he took a couple bumps in that series. Good for Booker. He took another shot to the nose today. I'm telling you, that road is getting better and better for the Suns. So one more topic I wanted to touch on before we head out today. The NCAA is getting closer and closer to playing these players. Y'all take a look.
For decades, college sports has generated billions of dollars off the backs of college athletes, but that could soon be changing. Today, the NCAA is set to vote on a recommendation by the Division I Council that would suspend amateurism rules related to name, image, and likeness. To help us break this down, this vote, we have Desmond Howard, Heisman winner, former college football star at the University of Michigan, and ESPN college football analyst. Desmond, thank you so much for joining us. We're still awaiting the vote, but what do you anticipate the decision by the board to be?
Well, at this stage of the game, I anticipate everyone to be moving towards, I guess, a direction where these student athletes will be getting paid. I think the NIL, name, image, of likeness, is going to be a huge win for the student athletes. That's what I expect. I think the winds are blowing in that direction at this point. If you read the tea leaves, that what's been going on now, the Supreme Court ruling, that it seems like everything is moving. That's the trajectory that in which is headed, and I couldn't be happier for the student athletes.
Hard to overstate how big this would be for student athletes. As a former college athlete yourself, just explain to us why this issue is so important and how this could literally change the game when it comes to college sports.
Wow, well, how much time do you have? Because that's a lot. That's a lot to unpack. But first and foremost, I just always felt that the student athletes were being exploited. I just thought that this is ridiculous, that you have this system where the student athletes are generating $1 billion. I mean, they're the workhorses of $1 billion industry, and they don't get to reap the benefits of the revenue in which they're making. Now, a lot of people will argue about, the education and, talk about the food and then room and board, but that's so minuscule compared to what they're helping to generate. And then when you look at the coaches' salaries, like everyone is benefiting financially, the financial growth is exploding, but everything for the student athletes, the workhorses, has pretty much remained the same, except things like, let me give you an example, like they get better facilities, right? And like in Clemson, they have a sliding board. So that was like this big thing. They got like a sliding board in the weight room. I'm like, What are they 10 years old? What do you give a damn about a sliding board in the weight room? You know what I mean? Give them money so they can go out there and buy things for themselves. So it'll be a huge game changer once this vote goes through.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show.
I mean, Desmond got points. I mean, he was a big name in college football. I just saw right now. Looking at a couple of players. You got a guy in Florida State, Mackenzie Milton, and then you got Miami's De'Aaron King. They sign on as co-founders of Dreamfield, a platform focused on booking live events. So they're already taking advantage of it. You know, good for these young athletes. I mean, literally, especially in football and basketball in NCAA, they bring in billions of dollars. Billions. I mean, Nick Saban just signed on for a contract extension. He's getting almost 9-10 million a year. But he's not on the field playing football. You know, these cats are these coaches, executives, ADs of universities, they got boards for the NCAA, the playoff committee. They getting paid. And you know, some of these people's argument, oh, well, they're getting free education. They're getting, okay, I get that. But, you know, I've seen, matter of fact, the 30 for 30, the U, they were talking about players on the Miami Hurricanes literally slinging dope, robbing, doing all kind of illegal stuff just to get by. Because they, you know, they would, you know, just, okay, we'll give them room and board, feed them. You know, working at Domino's and Pizza Hut wasn't enough. Because one, you're talking about your academic schedule, and then you're talking about the actual schedule you got to put in for your respective sport that you're in to keep your scholarship. And not all them cats on their team is getting scholarships. Not everybody's getting free rides. So hey, I'm with it. Good for the players. You know, it's time for them to get their piece of that big $1 billion pie. Get yours. Get your piece. So I'm with it. It's about damn time. Because that system's been that system for a long time in NCAA sports. Well, look, y'all, episode 90 in the books. It's been real. It's been fun. God willing, we be back tomorrow for episode 91. Man, we getting closer to 100, y'all. I'm waiting for Modelo to go ahead and crack the check. But until then, you know, till I go buy some more Modelo, you know, I prefer y'all go ahead and send the check. I'm doing enough advertisement for y'all jokers. I feel like a college athlete right now. Y'all taking advantage of me. But no, it's been real, y'all. Look, go love somebody, go hug somebody. God willing, we'll see y'all tomorrow, episode 91. Peace.
Solid Hill TDS. Hitchhikers. Let's go. Yo. Pick and roll with the bowl, whoa, watch the smoke unload. Let my soul sink into the flow, feel the flames below, ready to go. Light another pack, watch the blunt roll, let it go. Wheelies to the beast, about to take control, overload. Burn another shrub to keep my mind sedated, elevated. later, elated from withdrawal but never faded. Alcohol pumping out my system in need of patience. Point blatant, do it in reverse until the points taken. Put it in work to muscles jerk and my joints aching. Numbers don't lie, but I think these niggas point shaving. I am on another high. You can only taste the fragrance floating on the stroke. Bodies below twisted, agitated. Hand me another grain, watch me break down and light this bitch. Explosive tendencies, watch me spark and ignite the shit. Put the game in a chokehold with a tightened grip. Niggas inciting shit, hoes peeping, they bite your lips. Cold hearted bastard, give a hot bitch an icy kiss. Take a buzz to another level, then heighten it. My karma is Dalai Lama, the smoke for enlightenment. Nigga drag me to hell with all the hounds and Leviathan things. Reach for a pack of gobs, cause I'm about to smoke a quick. Pussy poppin' and percolate, I just want the smoke circulate. Losers will spectate and the haters will speculate, but I'm too busy taking all this vapor straight to the face. Damn. Shit. Man, shit pretty good. Hey, man, you got a light? Fuck that, I'm just shit. Pick and roll with the bowl, whoa, watch the smoking low. Let my soul sink into the flow. Feel the flames below, ready to go. Light another pack, watch the blood go roll. Let it go, do this to the beat, about to take control. Pick and roll with the bowl, whoa, watch the smoking low. Let my soul sink into the flow. Feel the flames below, ready to go. Light another pack, watch the blood go roll. Let it go, breathe this to the beast, about to take control.